Happy birthdays as well. You always find the latest courtyard permanent solution. Out of the box.
Hello and welcome to Radio Waves by Todderbert. If you enjoy reviews, comparisons, band scans of new and classic portable radios, then make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon so you don't miss any of my most awesome videos. In front of us we have the XHData D-808, and I'm performing an evening medium wave band scan. We'll go over features of this shortwave radio, we'll do a size comparison, then we'll start cruising the evening band. So let's look at the radio, XHData D-808. It's a really neat shortwave radio that has a lot of bands, FM, long wave, medium wave, shortwave with single sideband, air band, just amazing little device. All for under $100. Left hand side we have a carry strap. We have an external antenna input used for shortwave antennas or FM, here and airband too. Here we have volume control, headphone jack for FM stereo listening, sounds good. On the front of the radio we have this nice metal speaker grill. Of course, it's got a nice high fidelity speaker behind there. XHData placard. We have a LCD display that lights up, got a little light button. It has a blue light, which is nice. And you'll notice it has a battery life indicator, current time, and temperature when the radio's off, and you can toggle the alarm time by hitting the display button. Now when the radio's on, this display button does other functions by showing signal noise ratio, also local time over here, which is nice if you're trying to log stations you're finding. We have a power button, and of course sleep function. Let's go down the button list. We have FM band, and if you look, there's a little orange writing above for secondary functions. FM setting sets the FM band. Over here we have long wave, medium wave, and you can turn long wave off. Shortwave, if you look above it says meter. When you're on shortwave, you tap this button again, you can go through the meter bands, broadcast bands, which is nice. Air band button, pretty self-explanatory. Light, which I showed you. Up here, time set, this is a very important button. AM bandwidth, FM stereo. So AM bandwidth, there's about, I think, 6 or 7 options. I'll show them to you while we're tuning. Just absolutely amazing at using it to find distant stations and, of course, to listen to music. You want nice high bandwidth, like a 6 kilohertz, sounds really good. We have alarm to set the alarm. Of course, display I showed you changes that. Single sideband button, so you can listen to ham radio operators, pretty awesome. And down here we have an info button for RDS on FM. And if you look at this upper sideband, lower sideband, and of course a lockout function. We have tuning up and down buttons, and of course seek up and down. You can use these if you don't want to use the tuning wheel, but I'm old-fashioned and I like the tuning wheel. We have a numeric keypad to direct enter frequencies. So you hit frequency and the frequency number, and go to it that way. Also, you'll see beep is number 5, beep's annoying, turn it off. Here on 0 we have 9K or 10K. Press 0 when the radio is off to change that. It has 500 presets, and it's accessed by the page button here. You hit page 1, and you have 10 presets on that page up to page 50. So you have 10 on each page up to 50 pages. That's pretty nice because you could have AM, FM, shortwave all on the same page. Love that. It's a cool setup. Very customizable. Right inside the radio, we have a really cool tuning knob. It's notched. And if you look here, it says step tuning and squelch. For step tuning, when you're using this, you can change it by pressing this in. It's like a select button. It goes fast, slow, and stop. So if you don't want to use the tuning knob at all, you can lock it out. Also, if you look, it says squelch. That's for your airband. And you can set how much squelch you want to add to the airband, which is really handy. Here we have fine tuning, usually used for single sideband, but also used in medium wave. Here you could go fast tuning, and here you can go fine tuning. 10 kilohertz and go 1 kilohertz. It's really nice. I'll try to show that. Here's a DC input of 5 volts to charge the rechargeable battery. This has an 18650 in it. I'll show it to you. Antenna for our FM, shortwave, airband listening. Of course, it pivots 360 degrees. On the back, we have a kick-out stand. There's our band information. See, the FM band is expandable to 64 to 108. There's 9 kilohertz and 10 kilohertz on medium wave, long wave, and then shortwave full coverage. There's our battery orientation for the 18650. Now it uses a little button top cell, a 2000 milliamp hour rated. It does pretty well for me. I'm still using the original battery and no issues at all. Now you can upgrade that fairly easily. Orbtronic cell is a really cool protected cell. Panasonic, that's 3550 milliamp hours, which would definitely boost your runtime. And if you want to put one of those in there, by all means. And the bottom is a reset button. in case the radio locks up. I've had this radio for about 2 years, and I haven't had a lock up on me. I never had to use that. So, good solid radio. Let's do size comparisons, and then we'll get to cruising the band. Having fun talking about the radio, but we got to turn it on and hear it, right? So, I wanted to bring out this radio here, the Digitech. This is the AR1780. If you look, all the features are identical. They receive very similar, everything's pretty much the same except for a few things. As you notice, the D-808 is a little longer. The D-808 has a better tuning knob. This one's kind of a narrow. This one's easier to grab onto. This one's a little thinner, as you can tell. The nice thing about the Digitech is it has raised buttons. That is a really nice feature. A lot of people like it for that. And it has a solid plastic speaker grill here that you're not going to be able to dent like that metal one, possibly. Also, this has an amber backlight versus the blue. Again, it's preference. And a big one is this runs on standard 4AA batteries. So that's, again, I like to point that out. If you're looking at each radio, they're both under $100. And there you go. And then, of course, the staples of the comparisons everybody knows about. CC bucket, in-house, little baby weather radio I like to use quite often on my desk. So it's always handy. Nearby, I like it for weather alerts. What else do I got? I got CC Skywave, bring it in. CC Skywave, as you can tell, touts its size for price. This actually costs the same as the XHData, and it does not have full shortwave coverage, and it does not have single sideband, but it does have weather alert, which is really cool, and it covers most of the shortwave band. A cool little radio in itself, but speaker quality, not as good as this one, which you'll get to hear. And what else do we got? We got Iron Man, deck of cards. He's the man with the master plan. He loves XHData's D-808s from China land. He's Iron Man, Superman, fears him. You get the drill. All right, so go ahead and tune the band. I'm going to turn this on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the display to signal noise ratio so you can actually see the difference when we use a loop or if I move the radio. There's our local time, 11:13. This is PM, 10, I can read this. 10:13 p.m. Central Standard Time near Chicago, Illinois. Let's go ahead and change that to signal noise ratio. There we go. I'm going to bring this on down so you guys can see better. And let me go ahead and turn up the volume. I'm going to be using a Terk Advantage on distant stations if we have to. See how it is tonight. I'm going to put this off the table here so it's not in our way. Okay, let's get tuning. So the music there is CHLO, Brampton, Ontario on 530, 441 miles, 250 watts. Bandwidth key is really nice. You can change it all the way down to 1, and as wide as 6 kilohertz. I can't hover on that music, believe it or not. They copyright that music too. But yeah, 6 kilohertz, 4 kilohertz, 3 kilohertz. 3 is good at night. 2.5, which is kind of an odd one. It sometimes sounds a little wider than 3 for some reason to me. 2 is okay. I like 1.8, that's a sweet spot. And then 1 kilohertz. 1.8 is very good. Okay, let's keep going. So here's 540 WUK, Jackson, Wisconsin. 70 miles away, 400 watts at night. You can see how that will change and get stronger as I point to the right station. Now, some people don't know much about medium wave. Medium wave uses a very long wavelength, and this radio actually has an internal ferrite bar with a coil wrapped around it, and that's your antenna. It's not this one. There's still a lot of people that email me asking why I didn't put up this antenna in my band scan. It might just be the new people to the radio world. Just remember that it's an internal antenna, and yeah, that's where all things happen. And it's horizontal here, so wherever I face the top of the radio is the direction of the station. My location, that's north and that's west, so you can derive where I'm pointing it. So let's keep going.
Trump needs to go ahead and pardon. Right. And Barr was trying to cover for Trump so he wouldn't get the...
550, this is KTRS, I believe, St. Louis, Missouri, 275 miles, 5,000 watts.
And the way it was done was scary.
That shared more than $4 billion in each other's healthcare costs It really is remarkable, and they're very easy to talk to.
Here's 560. This is WIND, Chicago, Illinois.
They'll waive your new member fee. That's another $170.
Just going to turn the light on all the time.
Second, the call, and you'll get a price within 2 minutes.
It is nice you can run the light.
December 31st, so call now.
Okay, this is a WNAX, Yankton, South Dakota. 460 miles, 5,000 watts. This is a good grab.
You must call us at 800-775-9821. As they shore up capital, bracing for a recession, they are willing to settle your debt for a fraction of what
I think this is KXSP, Omaha, Nebraska. 405 miles, 5,000 watts.
There are no upfront fees. They have virtual service available for them. And we'll check the small business. Mark from Culligan joining us Tuesday on the WMT Morning Show. Why don't you as well?
There you go, call letters, WMT, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. 175 miles, 5,000 watts. Much clearer.
With more intense competition,
Anything can happen. You can go from first to last in a heartbeat.
I'm so tired.
We came here to win this competition.
And more exotic locations. Bring the outside. The world awaits. Amazing! On The Amazing Race. New Wednesday at 8, 7 Central on CBS.
See if we can get call letters here. Pretty much commercials. 610, I believe this is Kansas City, Missouri. KCSP, 400 miles, 5,000 watts. Coming in good.
But it's a good one, saving you 20% on 3 or more.
There's a local station, 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's 52 miles away, 10,000 watts.
I struggle with and we'll tell you what country singer says she always finds comfort in Christmas. Christmas always finds me. It's about
CFCO, country music, Chatham, Ontario. 310 miles, 6,000 watts. Okay, this is a 640 WMFN, Peatone, Illinois. Hispanic music, 75 miles away, 1,600 watts. Okay, this sounds really good. This is Nashville, Tennessee, 434 miles, WSM.
Those things come back to haunt you, ladies.
WFAM, York, New York, home of the Yankees, just picking it up, 750 miles. Sometimes hard to get between 650 and 670 when they're coming in strong. Here's WSCR, Chicago, Illinois, home of the Cubs.
By Jason Myers, that is his third.
17, mainly sunny out there tomorrow with that wind dying down in the morning to 20 kilometers an hour. A high of +1 for the day, but starting off cool at -17 with the wind chill. On Wednesday, we'll see some clouds roll back.
This is CJOB, I believe. I don't have the information written here on my list, but I'll put it up here. There it is.
Charles Adler tonight on 680 CJOB.
Charles Adler tonight. Once again,
It's coming in really good.
Charles Adler.
Just before we do it. They didn't get an onside kick, so they're not done yet.
CKGM 690, Montreal, Quebec, 763 miles.
Make another donation to Glenda Warner's Treasure House, living community for adults and with disabilities. Matt Wallard on this blustery Monday evening. Matt?
The reception's fantastic tonight. 700 WLW, Cincinnati, Ohio, 300 miles. It's always nice to have a highly selective receiver, able to keep the other bands from interfering, especially when you have such a good night like this. This radio does a good job. It's one of my favorite radios, by the way, guys.
That's helpful. Yeah.
So yeah, WLW, Cincinnati, Ohio.
Actually, about 2 hours. Outrageous. I love it. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. That is honest. And that is symbolic, by the way, too. It's not a thing there.
That's 710 WOR, New York, New York. 750 miles.
That's when we got on chess.
Yeah, and just, of course, VON played the heck out of that stuff.
Here's 720 WGN, Chicago.
But one of the most underrated people you've worked with, and of course you've worked giants that every...
Julie Black is also the founder of an inspirational health, wellness, and lifestyle organization called...
Here's Zoomer Radio, CFZM, Toronto, Ontario. 460 miles. Usually excellent music. And they have old-time radio, I believe, from 9 Central to 10, I believe.
Join us this Saturday at 1 p.m. on Zoomer Radio.
Financed 3 years ago after my divorce. And I'm just curious if it's a good idea to...
Here's WSB, Atlanta, Georgia, on 750, 630 miles.
...to my area, like daily, or should I sell it?
You had to really think about it. You had to be literate. It had to be...
760 WJR, Detroit, Michigan, 270 miles.
Sign your name and the city you lived in.
You can do fine-tuning.
The problem with social media is safe to choose during the Holocaust, and a long story, but it ended with her being parachuted along with several others behind enemy lines, Nazi lines in Hungary.
Here's 770. Pretty interesting programming. WABC, New York, New York, 750 miles.
And when they, after the war...
With business now at 23 and 53 from the Bloomberg Newsroom, Joan Doniger, News Radio 780 and 105.9 FM. I'm Bobber.
Okay, this is 780 WBBM, Chicago.
A family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com.
Hannah Jones, the primary author of the 1619 Project, the 1619 Riots.
So, Peter,
WGY, Albany, New York, 740 miles. It's a nice distant station.
particularly in blue states like California, they differ pretty well. Or one of the nicknames of Henry is Heck.
WCCO, Minneapolis, Minnesota, 310 miles.
Yeah, well, anyway, the point I'm making is, so when I was little, obviously...
Minitiku Farson, it's basically numbered.
Here's WHAS, Louisville, Kentucky, Ground Zero, and then after this is Coast to Coast. Some interesting programming. You know, not all Coast to Coast is crazy Mothman stuff. Some of it's actually kind of neat, you know, astrophysics and stuff, which I'm into.
To the kingdom. Now, from there, Dr. Heldorf...
92-9992 for the fantastic team at Downtown Healthcare. And tell them Mandy Connell sent you.
It's nice and clear.
Throughout history, rings of all kinds...
This is 850.
...given to symbolize adoration and devotion.
KOA, Denver.
And who doesn't love a beautiful ring? Shane Company has the largest selection of unique rings and wedding bands, crafted to last a lifetime. For a new relationship, a promise ring will be a treasured gift if you've been together many years.
So 890 miles. Very clear tonight. Loving it.
The stones represent the past, present, and future. If you're looking for a wedding band...
J'ai réussi à le rencontrer, mais on a échangé longuement sur cette question-là. Et puis j'ai rencontré d'autres représentants...
CJBC, Toronto, Ontario.
Eux représentent la congrégation...
Amazing. It's still a long shot, I agree. But you're telling me there's a chance.
Here's WWL, New Orleans, Louisiana, 865 miles. So we're going from the northeast to the straight south.
Give up, and that was a perfect arching spiral pass by the world. No shots, no hormones, and no surgery. Full supervision is provided every step of the way. And you even get the doctor's personal email and phone number.
Here's 880 WCBS, New York, New York.
You can go to one of their offices.
750 miles.
Call them now, 855.
Sometimes I'm waiting here for call letters. You guys are wondering.
NJ Diet, or go to njdiet.com to lose the weight for good. That's njdiet.com.
Balance of Nature's fruits.
Okay, too many commercials. 890 WLS. There's a high-pitched whine coming from the camera. I can tune it 1 kilohertz back, and sometimes it eliminates a little bit of that.
During the highest share of all minority votes for Republicans since 1960. Trump grew his support among black voters by 50%.
Old-time radio CHML, Hamilton, Ontario, 430 miles. I'm going to go a little quicker now.
On 10 catches, including a long of 52.
Okay, this is Monday Night Football, by the way. I believe we're this is pointing at I don't know where I'm pointing at. This could be KMBZ, Kansas City, Missouri, but it's usually that way.
Wide receiver with the third most receiving yards coming into this weekend.
I'll have to see if I can find it. If I do, I'll put it here if I have a station list for this one, because I have Richfield, Minnesota, which would be this way, and you can see the numbers go down. And I move it here, the numbers get stronger. Okay, let's keep going.
From government.
Look, young onset Alzheimer's, there's 16,000 families in this country.
CBW, Winnipeg, Manitoba, 675 miles.
Or any society. And I know it's wrong
Until you find it again. Right from the app on your phone. Visit
1000 WMVP, Chicago, ESPN.
$100 required to open.
No one anticipated 2020 and the crucial need for comfort. This Montrealer is thinking about swapping her artificial tree for the...
Okay, this is CFRB, 1010, Toronto, Ontario, 460 miles.
In a year of so much change, people are pining for a sense of normalcy and a tradition that keeps on growing. Vanessa Lee, CTV News, Montreal.
Gotta have the pining pun. 25 days to go, folks. That is it for us tonight. I'm Lisa Laplan for all of us at CTV National News. Thanks for watching tonight, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
There we go. Commercial here, KDKA, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 450 miles.
For a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Indeed delivers 2.5 times more.
Okay, so the commercial is 1030 WBZ, Boston, Massachusetts, 880 miles. And under that is a foreign language, which is a local station that doesn't power down at night. Yeah.
Well, what have we done?
News Radio 1040 WHO. Right now.
There you go, Des Moines, Iowa, WHO. This is 280 miles from me, straight west.
Radio 1040 WHO.
I'm Jeff Turner.
We're probably not going to get through the whole band. I'm going pretty slow. But it's pretty good tonight.
We all make promises, big and small, tested over time and distance, tried by circumstances.
A religious station, I believe, is KAAY, Little Rock, Arkansas, 570 miles.
I do trauma patients with underlying medical conditions, also people over 65 years old.
WTAM, Cleveland, Ohio, 345 miles.
8.5 million in this country, more than 4 million new cases this.
He knew running his first half marathon at age 50 was going to be tough, especially considering he wasn't even supposed to.
Here's 1120 to KMOX, St. Louis, Missouri, 275 miles.
Immune support and nutritional support to help him reach his goals.
Hey, Gary Hess here. Call Neighborhood Lender. They're doing things for homeowners you won't believe. Lowering their house
WRVA, booming in. This is Richmond, Virginia, all the way to the East Coast. This is 665 miles.
Crazy times. Lock in a rate you may never see again in your lifetime. You can even skip your next house payment. Go.
Passenger 39-year-old Jacqueline Rogers of Hilton was taken to Strong Hospital.
Here's Wham! News Radio, WHAM, Rochester, New York, 545 miles.
Think Tank is calling on the state to halt its scheduled minimum.
Let me go a little quicker now. Here's where it gets crazy. I love this commercial. I'm not sure if this is Ottawa, Ontario. CIWW, possibly. 660 miles. Cool. So you really got to do some hunting in this part of the band. They call it the Graveyard Band. Tons of stations overlapping each other. Sometimes you get lucky and a station will come booming through. Let's move on my list here. Yeah, I keep a cheat sheet to my right. I can remember some of them, but not all of them sometimes. Because sometimes you'll have like 6 different stations on the same frequency. Like 1410, I don't have anything written down. Okay, that could be a local station, daytime station. I believe it's Elgin. Okay. Okay, that should be WOC, I believe Davenport, Iowa. 131 miles, 5,000 watts. Can't hover on the music.
It's about making it, and it's really about taking yourself to the next level. Remember, if the body can get sick, it can also get well.
WLAC, 1510, Nashville, Tennessee, 434 miles.
I talk about it a lot. You ever hear me talk about it?
They come in tonight having lost 3 of 5, but
WCKY, Cincinnati, Ohio, 300 miles.
Yeah, there is no doubt the Seahawks played solid football tonight. It was the pandemic.
We have limits on the number of people who can gather for a religious gathering, but that's
KXEL, Waterloo, Iowa, 210 miles.
Let's say at a casino, and it seems.
1610 CHHA, Toronto, Ontario, 460 miles.
6 tackles, 3 assists. He was all over the field, and he's a guy. He's a linebacker.
KOZN, Bellevue, Nebraska, 390 miles, 1,000 watts at night.
Jamal Adams was just terrific tonight for the Seahawks.
They gave up a lot to get him.
Okay, music here on KCJJ, the mighty Iowa City, Iowa. 175 miles, 1,000 watts. It's nice when it comes in clear. KCNZ, Waterloo, Iowa, 210 miles, 1,000 watts.
So, learn more at Google.com.
WQLR, I'm getting a lot of stations. Kalamazoo, Michigan, 137 miles, 1,000 watts. WOZN, The Zone, Madison, Wisconsin, 77 miles, 1,000 watts.
Green Bay. In fact, now, if Seattle wins out,
1700 is KBGG, Des Moines, Iowa, 280 miles. So that'll end it.
Who knows what's going to happen week to week. Point is,
So Monday Night Football's over, and this is over. Yeah. Alrighty, cool. Yeah, so the XHData D-808. Just, it might be phenomenal listening conditions, which I'm thinking it is. This radio is really nice at making the best of the best situation, because you have that bandwidth control, as you saw there, the signal-noise ratio. You can point your radio, and you can see where it improves. I don't think I brought the loop up once. I had this Terk Advantage to my left here, right here, but we didn't have to use it at all. Usually during the daytime, it's most effective, but in the evening, whoops, falls. In the evening, it does very well on its own, so you don't need it. So there it is. Yeah, so I love this. And of course, shortwave is amazing on it. Tuning in single sideband, listening to ham radio operators. Going to the airband, I live near Chicago O'Hare International Airport, and I can listen to all the planes landing and ground control, which is really neat. And the sound is really good on the speaker here, and the rechargeable factor of this radio. Just plug it in, don't need batteries, don't need to buy any batteries, it comes with one. So that's all bonuses. So check out the links below, support the channel, pick one of these up. Like I said, don't spend more than $90 maybe, $95. So give me a big like if you like the video. 2, if you like shortwave radios, want to see more reviews and band scans, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to get notified of future videos. And of course, comment down below what you think about the XHData D-808 during an evening medium wave band scan. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in my next video.